Johns finally have.
Hey, Cheddar. Oh, there's CC America. There's like. Just got in not too long ago. I was just like, oh, let's go live for a little bit. What you guys are doing tonight? I hope you guys doing good on tonight. I hope you guys or your day pretty well. Well, to be honest, why would Disney even say Sesame Street? No, that's the thing. I don't know where you heard that from. Disney's not going to save Sesame Street whatsoever. Yeah, they don't own the franchise. What it was is that when I'll try to put on music for a little bit. But anyway, what it was for back then, when they were doing the acquisition, Michael Eisner wanted Sesame Street, but Jim specifically said, and then you can go back to the videos like through the Funkland videos and everyone else's videos, and you can look it up on the information. Jim required the rights to the Muppet Show characters, which are the Disney Muppets, Fraggle Rock, and some other productions that were in the little contract. Sesame Street was never part of the contract, and he even told Jones Cancuni that, he didn't want them or those characters in the contract, even though Disney or Michael Eisner and all the Disney executives at that time were trying to get the Sesame Street characters over there. So, I know as of right now, I know they're on their newest season. They're filming the new season. They're currently filming right now. But as for like Disney saving Sesame Street, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Because that's basically going against Jim's will and going against his own word for um for that. And besides, there's more options out there that Sesame Street, they're going to be fine. We just don't know who's the new buyer as of right now, because like I said, they're filming the new season. Um, they're filming the new season. I know Alan posted on his Instagram. Um, who else posted? Megan posted on her Instagram. Um, uh, I forgot the real name, but she played Nina. She posts on her Instagram, and um, 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 uh, it's been a long day, so bear with me. Abby's performer also posted. Did she? Yeah, she posted on her Instagram as well. I know her name. Like I just can't. It's in my head. I just can't think of the name like right now. The last name is Rudolph, so I can tell you guys that. But they post on their Instagram, as far as I know, for social media. So they're currently on the new season as of right now, and for like a buyer, it's really still up in the air. But for Disney wise, no, no. And I know a lot of people want that to happen, but it's like we don't need to go and see that happening because we already know how they're treating the Muppet characters. But no, they're not gonna be sold by Disney, and I would feel very sorry if they go into that route. But um, they're gonna be fine. They're going to be fine. It just as right now, you know, they're probably working on other things are looking into other potential buyers. Um, Again, the options are always still up in the air. There's a lot of good options that they can look into. Netflix is one. They can always look into Netflix. Apple TV Plus, that's another good option. Um, I'm not gonna sit here and say YouTube because it wouldn't work if they go for YouTube. But they got a lot of other options out there, so I guarantee you they will be fine. They will definitely be fine. Um, so we'll know by the end of this season that's on right now on Max. So by the end of this season, that's currently on Max right now, we'll probably know who is the new person or the new company that's um, doing like continuing on with the show. So that's how I see it. But other than that, yeah, Disney not going to gonna do all that. I don't know for sure what's going on with PBS. I mean, I heard about the fundings being lost and stuff, but as for PBS, I hear a lot of people uproaring about it, and as much as I really hate the decision too, where it's taking as well, because people are blaming like Sesame Street for not teaching kids whatever and stuff, which is kind of like stupid. So obviously it's kind of dumb. Like you're putting blame on Sesame Street for like not teaching kids enough whatever, and then this is just politics being politics and stuff. So people like to talk just to talk. Um, but your PBS, um, I as long as people donate the funds and speak up and use like the donate the funds and all, they should be fine too. It's just that um, that's just how it rolls. Um, I know it sucks to a lot of people that PBS might be going away, but again, um, I don't think PBS is going anywhere anytime soon, and any really good time soon because um, a lot of people growing up did not have cable television, so the only way you can watch some cable at least was always PBS. And it's not harming kids. See, again, that's politics or saying things. It wouldn't really say like harming education. If that was the case, Sesame Street would be fucking gone for a very long time ago. Like, I'm not gonna. Well, it's obvious. You can't think of PBS without mentioning Sesame Street because that's where it really. I'm not gonna say it kind of all started because I don't know what show it kind of did all started, but if you ever mention PBS, there's a lot of shows that you can easily say came from PBS or Sprout since they were like under the two same channel thing or whatever. And then obviously come to mind, people are going to say like Sesame Street is like one of the shows that come to mind when it comes to like PBS. But no, it's not harming education to kids. He were just saying that just to talk, but it's like it's not, and it's stupid. Like how we got a current president that are trying to defund the rights or the funds or whatever, and then take away from children's education, which is completely stupid. Um, it's really dumb and it's really stupid, but at the same time, I mean, the people who are happy that voted for him, I hope they're happy for what they done because again, at the end of the day, whoever votes for him is like is their action that they did, and now they have to suffer the consequences, whether they like it or not. But um, I don't think PBS going anywhere anytime soon, and yeah, I don't think so because they've been around for a very long time. So defuncting it and the funds and stuff is like it's really kind of stupid. But that's the economy nowadays as well. So um, like I said, a lot of businesses, a lot of places, they're just kind of just fuck at this point, and that's just the reality of what we're living in. Companies like that or fundings or whatever are kind of just fucking. People are just hard to struggle because traffic laws and all this other BS comes out, and so yeah, not really into like much of politics in a way, but again, you can always donate your funds to PBS and help them out, especially for the newer generations of kids, because there's a lot of childhood shows that we grew up with that a lot of people may or may not have seen before. So it's funny, I came across that last night on TikTok, like talking about the top 10 PBS shows, and some of them I do remember, like seeing a lot on Sprout, like um, Paul the Builder, Berenstain Bears. What else was on Sprout? That, damn, that was a lot that was on Sprout that I kind of don't remember being on PBS growing up. But yeah, the Hooves, the Hooves. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were on PBS during the afternoon session. I think. I don't remember. Um, it's been a long time. I actually started watching part of it. I watched it again. Um, yeah, Rubber Duppers. Damn. But yeah, again, as long as people still continue with the funds and donating and stuff, then all should be good. Um, which I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Besides, there's like more worse things really out there as well. God dang it. There you go. You want to do that. Brother. I don't think PBS Kids is going to the route of Universal Kids. I don't see that anytime soon. I mean, they got PBS, they got rid of PBS Kids Go a long, long, long time ago. I don't think they're going into that route, or I hope they don't go into the route of that whatsoever. It just sucks that Sprout changed over to Universal Kids and like everything we grew up watching was just like a figure of our imagination. Which, I mean, I'm kind of glad that Universal Kids is like no longer a thing too. But I don't. I'm hoping they don't go into that route either. But I doubt that whatsoever. Flip that back around. God damn, it, I get hot. It was. It generally was, and it was also kind of stupid why they did that as well. It was like saying change your noggin to Nick Jr. He's just like still there fucking today. Bye bye. Very end of the exactly. That too. I remember just watching Sprout a lot as a kid. Like just turning on the TV and just turning straight on the Sprout. Memories, man, memories on that one. As a kid, I always loved. I think my favorite part of the show, well, the program, let's say not the show, was always the Goodnight Show. I just loved the Goodnight Show as a kid a lot, and just watching it from like beginning to end was just great. Now I wasn't there. I wasn't around when Noel did the Goodnight Show, and I found that out like years later that he did the Goodnight Show. Because at the time we only had like photos of him as like the host because the original host Anina got fired for like doing like a scene of another set and stuff, and then Noah was like briefly in there, so I wasn't around, or at least yeah, I wasn't around when Noel was like the host of the Good Night Show. So I was around when Michelle did Nina, and she carried on the role from there. So I remember seeing that, and when they changed up the star puppet, and I also remember when they changed the set later on the season to the little treehouse thing. It's not bad. I actually prefer. What the hell do I prefer? I prefer the original set better, what they had beforehand, than the treehouse set. But it was still cool. It was really still cool. And then all the new shows that came out at the time was really great. Now, one thing, not know why, it just, one thing I never did understand. I guessing as a kid, like now, I guess back then it was like, okay, cool, I guess. But now when I think about it more, I never understood this a lot. And why they did this was like a very questionable thing. So you might remember this too. So during the time, during like the holiday season, around Christmas Eve, we always would watch Sprout and watch the Goodnight Show, right? So of course, before we go to bed, we always love watching the Goodnight Show and see all the fun activity what Nina and Sarah are about to do and whatever, this and that. Okay, so you're probably gonna know what I'm about to get at with this. So there's always this part before Christmas Eve, and I think around Christmas Day too. I don't remember for sure, but I know Christmas Eve for sure. They always had that Sprout Snooze-a-thon. I never understood that concept. Like now, I kind of never did understood it, right? But as a kid, for some reason, I don't know why. It was just like, wow. Yeah. But I just miss those days. I really do miss those days and stuff. I we just, mm, yeah, that too. Yeah, on being weekends. Yeah, last night I go to Hollywood. Let's go. Yeah, ooh, damn. I haven't seen that in a long time. I came across that footage, not footage, like a video of it, of something like that. I know what you're talking about. It's that little special thing that they did. Not go to the movies, but it's the other one, that 79 special in promotion of the Muppet movie. I know you're talking about. I had to watch that again. I watched a little bit of it, but I was watching something else, and then there's like other videos you can watch, and then that literally just popped up, and I was like, "Huh, I never seen this one in a very long time. That's interesting. I never noticed. Like I remember watching it too, because that one was in promotion of the Muppet movie. 'Cause I know Go to the Movies was like the promotion of the Great Muppet Caper. Just stumbled across it last night, I guess, huh? I might have to watch that again, actually. it's a lot of Muppet specials. I just want to sit back and watch one day and just relive some good moments. Well, speaking of which, now we're on that topic here. Actually, it's funny too that you mentioned that. Let's just shift gears here for 1 second. So, um, oh, damn, I really want to plan on making a post about this soon too. So, as of course, as you guys know, yesterday was the Muppets 70th anniversary. Ouch. Um, which, 70 years. Wow. So I didn't expect this literally from the Instagram account whatsoever, but I'm thinking, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm thinking, oh, Kermit will be like number one in this slot list for all the 70th Muppet characters. What the fuck is she saying? Okay, whatever. But turned out yesterday, which kind of makes sense too. Like, why would you put him in yesterday? He is the 38th character of the 70th characters for this week of what I forgot what they call it for the Muppets 70th for the week, which I was like, okay, I was expecting him to be number one, but okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. Why would you do that and put him in that spotlight? But the reason why I brought up Kermit in this conversation is because um, the other day, literally a day before Friday, um, um, buddy of mine hit me up and we were talking about Matt Vogel's Kermit, and I think that's a conversation we had before. Not 100% sure if we did have this conversation before, but he was like, he's getting used to Matt Vogel's Kermit because of how much of improvement Matt Vogel does with Kermit. And I know there's a lot of people that are still like living under a damn rock. And if you go to like those comments, like those fucking comments, people are like, I said this in a group chat, like, okay, I get it. Matt Vogel's Kermit is not bad, but there are people out there that are still glazing on Steve Wismeier's dick, which I fucking hate. I hate hardcore fans. Like, I hate hardcore fans that would glaze on somebody and, would glaze and worship them as, like, a fucking god, basically. Now, I'm not gonna give no hate towards this other Instagrammer, Malone's Pops, who is a Steve Whitmire's fan. She actually, she's really good at like posting Steve Whitmire's content, have her own fan page and stuff. But I cannot. I'm not gonna give her that accession for it. But I hate the fact how people are so then stupid in Disney's comments or Kermit comments, whatever comments, and be like, "Who is this new Kermit's voice? Bring back Steve Whitmire." Blah 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 blah, and it's like, cool. Disney, hear you guys that you guys want Steve Whitmire back, but newsflash, Steve is not coming back. And that kind of sucks to say, actually, because I kind of grew up alone watching Steve's Kermit as well. And again, there's a lot of different sides to the story, and I know a lot of people, again, might be living under a rock. And let's just let's keep this real here. Steve was let go from the company. Steve was fired from the company, and there's a lot of reasons to it of it saying like misconduct, unprofessionalism. Some sources saying he threatened a writer about one scene during the 2015 series. He didn't want no understudies, ex Kermit. this, and that. And I explained to him, I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Why would you hire somebody if Matt like is already doing Kermit? That doesn't that okay. Y'all comments don't make no sense. Y'all comments don't make no damn that comment make no sense at all. Let me real rate this one right here. You can go back and go check this clip out. According to Matt Vogel, according to Matt Vogel himself, when Disney and the Henson family were doing auditions, right? When they were doing auditions, they were looking for someone that sound just like Jim's Kermit. There's a video out there from Puppeteers podcast. Rest in peace to Adam, by the way. And Matt drew the lucky straw. That's how it happened. He didn't just went to the damn audition and then or tell Disney he wanted to do Kermit. No, no. Disney went to the Henson family. Again, this Jim is Kermit, and of course, they went to the Henson family because that's their father's character. They wanted to pick someone that sounded just like Jim, but the problem is lying with Matt Vogel's Kermit is that unlike Steve's Kermit and Jim's Kermit, they were literally in almost everything. Various TV shows, specials, movies, interviews, you name it, those two versions of Kermit's were like almost everywhere you could think of. Now, for Matt Vogel's Kermit, on the other hand, there's not much to really go off of where his Kermit is more recognizable. Yes, his Kermit was featured in a few little interviews here and there, or a few little TV appearances here and there. Now, as for like Muppet production wise, you have like we're not gonna count the Muppet Thoughts of the Week because that's really where everybody started getting outroaring and upsetting and stuff, which is getting understandable. Then it's kind of stupid at the same time. Anyway, you have Muppets Now. Okay, that was the first production where Matt Vogel took Kermit. Despite how some people think of Muppets Now, it's not the best, but you kind of got to hear a bit more of Matt Vogel's Kermit. Then there's The Masked Singer, which was alright for Matt Vogel's Kermit. But then you have Muppets Haunted Mansion, which was the first and only special that we got to see Matt Vogel's performance as Kermit, which was not bad. It wasn't until they start releasing when they had the anniversary of the Christmas Carol, and they were saying that they was gonna release it full on Disney Plus with the lost song. That's when you hear the current voice actors, and then Matt comes out with Kermit, and everybody starts cheering and clapping. That's how you know Matt Vogel Kermit is improving. Granted, Matt's doing a good job as Kermit. That's all I can say. Matt's doing is a really good job as Kermit. And I love it because that's a character I love and stuff. But at the same time, let's also keep this real here. There's a lot of characters that voices always change, and I don't see people over here complaining about this. But y'all want to complain over a frog? That's been changed. Like what? Ernie's voice got changed, and he's voiced by Peter Lenz. And some people say that Peter should have been the voice of Kermit. Like, really, where were you guys at? Like, where were the fans at when Ernie's voice got changed? When Steve left over there, Big Bird's voice got changed. I mean, that's the exception of you know Matt was Carol understudy. Literally, like the difference is when it comes to Steve. Steve did not want to understudy whatsoever. He didn't think that he needed an understudy to do Kermit's voice. Now, again, Matt had a lot of mentors, Carol Spinney, Jerry Nelson, two mentors that Carol looked up to and always speak about, and took the role of their characters and just followed in the footsteps and did the same voice that never literally changed. So, you see, when it comes to this situation, depending on how people see it, because people are going to blame Disney for being in fault, there's nobody really in fault. It's just there's two different sides of the story. We don't know for sure. It was all misunderstood conduct. That's what we're just reading. And then, of course, they got parts where Brian say that he was very unprofessionalism towards some people during this time. Again, that's just what we're hearing. There's really no stories about it. Now the 2015 series, it did have played part of it for starters. He spoke out. Steve spoke out, saying that Kermit shouldn't lie to Robin, saying that him and Miss Piggy broke up. Kermit would never do that, which is true. Kermit would never do that to Robin, and also about Kermit would not live in this house or whatever, this and that. Now I can understand Steve's point of view because he was trying to protect the image of the Muppets, and he was trying to, try to protect the Muppets for what they are. And again, Disney is trying to do a good job as they can with the Muppets. It's just that they're not doing well enough to where it's you can really get the writers involved. The only writer that's actually involved for performer wise is Bill Beretta. Bill Beretta, who is one of the executive producers for various other projects, has been on board and been on board with some projects. Now, you could have Disney legend Dave Goes, who's not a Disney legend yet, but we are going to say that for now. You had Dave Goes in for a few projects, for upcoming new projects that could save the Muppets, or hit Disney have a heart too, because I know they really don't want this guy working with them anymore because of how he sees the Muppets as compared to how they see the Muppets as. If you actually get current Disney legend Frank Oz in to write for the Muppets, it could have been at least better. But here's the thing, it's okay to have different opinions, but the problem is people are selfish fans who can't accept reality and act like they're stupid and go straight to Instagram comments and asking what happened to this voice actor, or what happened to this voice actor, what happened, why does he sound like this is not Mike Kermit, blah 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 blah, this and that. And it's again, Disney hears you, and Disney's not gonna do it. Okay, that's the thing. Disney had the reasons why they fired Steve Whitmire, and their reasons are valid. Um, Again, we were not there during the scenes when everything happened behind the scenes, and we're just going off of what's reading off of sources and online and stuff like that. Um, like for example, when Chuck got a new voice actor, there was a lot of hardcore Avenger fans, and there still are today, to this point, hardcore Avenger Daddy Duncan fans that likes to glaze on Duncan's dick because why not? It's their Chucky, because he's their god, and if it's not Duncan, they don't want to hear it. There's still fans out there glazing on Duncan's dick for voicing Chuck, and it's if you cannot accept reality that Rockstar Chuck is the new Chuck, then I don't know what to tell you. um, yeah, exactly. Glazing, yeah, exactly. Right, and they don't want to accept reality on that one either, dude. Now, for instance, if Jeremy Blado or Earl Fisher step down the road as Jasper and Pasquale, I guarantee you there are going to be a lot of people out there that are going to start freaking the fuck out and then glazing, glazing like the fuck. Come on, bro. Let's keep this thing real. Also, most people say that Duncan's voice is better than Jared's. That is a understatement in so many ways. Duncan's vocals are not better than Jared vocals whatsoever. So Jared has been in the music business for a very long time, which I found out they've been, I think, in the 80s. Been in the business for like a very long time, 80s or 90s, something like that. Um, Jared has more better vocal range than Chucky. I mean, than Duncan. But Duncan claims like he's a one take wonder and then he'll do everything in one take. It's like, okay, buddy, that's cool and all, but yeah. Like, you cannot tell me that almost every Duncan song um, was like every Duncan song that Chucky sang was like literally in one take. Like, ain't no way everything was done in literally like one take. Not all the Duncan songs were done in like one take. That's ridiculous, you know. But yeah, no, no. Duncan does not have a better singing vocal range than Jared. That is so false. Like you can look back at Jared 2013, you can hear those vocal ranges that Jared did. They're so much better than Duncan. You can listen to the Happy Holiday album. Those songs like Jared did that Duncan previously did were done so much way much better. Like no, it does not match at all. It doesn't. That's like saying Caroline has better vocal range than Anna Gray, and it's like really, wow, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. But last time I remember, Anna Gray got more singing vocals of Helen songs than Caroline did with some Helen songs. So make it make sense on that part. And we're not counting redubs either. So like actual solo songs, Anna Gray got a more track record of Helen songs than Caroline has in Helen songs. So that resulted. Getting back in most of these. Yeah, some of them, I think all of them were feeling a bit scripted, if I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, they do feel like more scripted. Unlike Rock of Fire, because you can tell, like, when it's not scripted and they actually. We'll find that later. Oh, hey, Ducky. Is it they. To the day when we find out who was Helen voice actor. For. Yeah. Yeah. One day. But not today. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. One second. All right. Oh, I was just saying, like, with Duncan, I was just going on a tangent about Kermit's voice actor and how people are glazing over Stephen Meyer's stick. And then I was saying, like, there's people still out there that's still glazing on Duncan's stick for, like, saying that they want their Daddy Duncan back in the show. But it's like, Daddy Duncan ain't coming back whatsoever. But as Mr. Munch Sauce, I'm not saying the rest of his name. I actually like that better. Said like someone who's transparent with Duncan's actions, and I'm like, yes, you're right, and that's in question. You are so right, dude. See, I'm not the only one who saw Duncan's actions. You seen it too. So thank you, my friend. Don't know if it's just me or Jeremy takes does Jeremy takes Pascal all the time. I never. I don't know. I don't know. Never really heard it. I know they say like 2014 he did, but I'm not sure. Hey, Ethan. I thought Earl was doing Pascali in that version. Because Earl started doing Pascali around like dance party. So it gotta be Earl in the in that show for both version. Any updates need to be alerted about besides what you just sent in the group chat? I didn't read your message yet. But shit's I mean Huntington Beach still got original programming, so that's cool. Other than that, That's all I got, dude. Besides the fact that I told you that join the party, play before, song of summer. That's pretty much it. Which, yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So literally, like all the stores that are non-program, like Pearl and all the other stores, literally have the songs that are like programming the playlist. That's cool. Which I should have like um I'm just still waiting on you whenever you get a chance to work on those other thumbnails. Or those thumbnails that I have in those playlists. Well, whenever you get started, I guess I can say that. I'm gonna wait till you get those out the way first, because I'm not about to work on the other stuff I told you about just yet. Because I gotta look through all of those other clips. But whenever you go back, because I was gonna go back Tuesday, right? But I don't feel like going back and like waiting again. But whenever you go back and get the other two, because I know you told me they got interrupted, which really fucking suck. Just like let me know, because I know you be there like the whole day and like just straight filming and everything. But I'm gonna get started on the other batch, the other parts I told you earlier. I think yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I'm gonna get started on those soon. Just not right now. No, no, that wouldn't be it for that whole thing. Cause for that show, most of the dialogues, part of the dialogues, went to the bird. Would it make sense? Have a look. Because Bird's dialogue was taken over. Like if Jasper had a line, Bird was speaking. Bird would speak Jasper's line. I'm gonna look right now, actually. Oops. Because they both use the same dialogue. It's just that with the Serial C, their dialogue, Bird would speak, and some would add extra dialogue on the Serial C version. But look right now. Oops. 1999. Also, that wouldn't make sense either because if he started, it wouldn't make sense. I'm about to check Cheesepedia. So it literally says here that, this was the first show to feature the puppets. Parts of the walkarounds being used. They're used around a paint drawn out a wall. The different changes. Some intermissions being moved around. Chucky singing Cheese Pizza instead of Jasper. Of course, this was the first show Tate Duncan's voice for Chuck has a got a most lore and involved to his vendor Chuck Tone in the New Jersey accent. Before these, yeah, there's nothing else said here about Earl. Let me see. It's so weird. Okay, I see where you got it from. You got off the wiki. I'm reading it right now. Said that Pasquale had a different voice actor in Disney stage show. But in the. Okay, what the fuck is the wiki? Always saying some stupid false shit. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna watch the show right now, actually. 1 second, I'm gonna watch the show right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sit back, fasten your seatbelts, and get ready for a musical spin around the planet. It's Chuck E. Cheese's Fabulous World Adventure. And here to put a super spin on that terrific trip is the mouse with a tail to tell, Chuck E.
And
Cheese.
the Chevy Chase wiki ain't always accurate either.
Hey, thank you very much. And right now, I'd like to introduce my companions in travel and song. Helen Henny, whose golden voice has been heard around the world. Munch, who has his fingers on the pulse of the planet. Pasquale, the man with the world beat. And Jasper, the music hound who really digs the earth. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Chuck. Good to see you.
It's so exciting. I love travel.
Oh, yeah. And it's almost just as much fun reliving your trip by looking at all the pictures you took.
Then it's a good thing we took lots of pictures on our trip around the world.
What the hell? Alright, let me go to the CSC version. Alright. It's been a very long time too, so let me hear something.
Good thing we took lots of pictures on our trip around the world.
What the fuck? Okay, never mind, dude. I was like, I never even noticed that. I mean, I don't really listen to these old show tapes anyway. But good eye. What the heck? Did they just hire somebody just so like? Okay. I think I know what's going on. I think I know what's going on. Um, if I'm not mistaken, he was still doing that little freelance thing or whatever he was doing during that time. So he was like on and off, I think, with the company. This was like, yeah, he was kind of like on and off with the company during that time. That does not sound like Duncan. But yeah, I think that's what it was. Cause it was after this show. After this show, he was doing Pasquale more. Literally after, well, Holiday Party. Holiday Party. He started doing Pasquale a bit more. But I never noticed that. Okay. Good eye. Good eye. I didn't notice that actually. Like I said, I don't listen to these other show tapes. So like, these like kind of the ones I don't touch or listening to. But that's weird.
Okay, not our hair and scalp being greasy.
Did not know that, actually. Or was it? No, it wasn't Duncan. They said he did Pasquale during Jerry 99. That's weird. Or maybe it was like a demo they just did, and it's like they just added that in for some reason. I don't know. Like, what is the full story behind that Pasquale voice? Was it just a demo they just left in for the voice actor, and they just ignored it in that whole entire show? Maybe I had like to really sit back and watch the show and really listen. But that's weird. I didn't know that because I know they have to like record two versions of the show, and I know that's it's very tiring. Everybody's in to like record basically two versions. The more you know. It's just kind of dumb.
And it's almost just as much fun reliving your trip by looking at all the pictures you took.
Then it's a good thing we took lots of pictures on our trip around the world.
It don't sound like Duncan because Duncan would sound more Italian. But that's weird. What? Who did they use during this time? That's interesting.
Yeah, I can hardly wait to tell everybody about our adventure.
Oh, then
Well, okay, if that's the case, then I'm curious on another show tape actually.
Our trip around.
No, not that one.
well, having fun, just friends and me. Come on, party with Chuck E. Cheese. Come on down to Chuck E. Cheese party. Yeah. Come on down to Chuck E. Cheese party.
Hey, a great idea, this dance party, Chucky.
It's the same damn fucking voice. It's the same fucking voice. So I don't know. I want to say it like it was Earl. I really want to. I want to say it's Earl because I think they were trying to find Pasquale's voice during that time too. As he mentioned, they were trying to figure out like they were playing around with different voices for Pasquale. I want to say that's Earl's voice, but I'm not 100% sure. Like he'll probably know more about the story, or whoever was in that production would know more about the story, like what really happened. Because I think when they did the Studio C version, I think that's when they found like, oh, that's Earl's voice. I don't know. I want to say that, but I'm not sure.
Everyone loves music.
And most folks enjoy a chance to kick up their heels every now and again. Oh, it's true, Jess, but it's an activity enjoyed all around the world.
Yeah.
Of course, it does help to have the hottest DJ Mouse in town.
No, Helen, he's not hot.
And then you get to this one, whereas like later on, this is the Pasquale voice that were later like in the 2000s.
Look how lightly he's dressed.
That doesn't help,
right.
Pasquale.
Speaking of
I don't know. I'm highly convinced saying that that was probably like Earl at the time. And they were trying to figure out what to do with Pasquale. Because like literally after Bob left the company. I don't know, dude. I'm convincing it is, but I'm also gonna convince saying that it's not, but I'm not sure. Because I know they were toying around with some voices back in the day. So yeah. I don't know. It's like maybe one day we'll figure out the answers. Maybe the other guy was Earl. I mean, thing is, Earl been doing Pasquale voice for a very long time, so he'll probably not hardly remember anything. But I know he was like on that freelance. He was like on and off too, as well during the time when he was voicing Pasquale. He was like on and off with Pasquale, writing some of the songs, and then I know they didn't give him like a lot of songs for Pasquale either. So, I mean, we'll see. We will hopefully one day we can find out that answer. But yeah, I want to say that was probably him, like doing Pasquale, like toying around with Pasquale's voice, and like testing out the waters. And I think once they did the Studio C version, I think that's when they figure out, oh hey, this is the Pasquale voice we're gonna continue using. And I'm guessing that whenever they were recording the existing stage version, or whichever version they were recording, right? I think that first part I played, they probably just left it in there, and once the Studio C rolled around, with their show tape, they just added the other Pasquale voice that Earl did. But again, that's just my theory of it, and they probably just forgotten to like take out those audio bits, and or something. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Um, it's really hard to say. It really is hard to say what it is, because again, it's one of those errors. Like, it's very questionable. Like, we found out that Duncan did Jasper and Pasquale during some shows, and this and that, and it's like, okay, cool. So I don't know. That's like, it's also confusing too, as well as like Destination Imagination. Prime example. People are saying like Bob West did Munch's voice in that entire show, and I don't. I mean, if I ain't hear from Bob himself, then it's just one of those things. Is like information like that always comes up. They pop up and they come up, and then people just run with it, right? So, which I'm still like highly convinced in a way, and I guess highly believable too on this fact that um that Bob West literally did Billy Bob during the rock and roll demo show tape. Like, I'm still trying to find that hard to believe that he was Billy Bob in that demo show tape. Um, so, but hey, that's what the information was feeding it as, and so cool, I guess. It is like any confirmation, you know. Yeah, so I checked. Some of the current voice actors for Spanish are very unknown. That is true. They are unknown. Actually, you're right about that. So yeah. All of them deserve credit. Like, recently we found out that, was it this year or last year? Last year we found out who Krusty's original voice actor was. This year we found out who Munch's original voice actor was. What's next? Are we gonna find out who was, like, I don't know. I think Helen got the most confusing one when it comes to Peace Sign Theater era, because like now there's like so much misinformation. Like, oh, this person did Helen, or this person did Helen, and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, cool. Who did Helen? Like, that's what I want to know. Who did who during the time, at least back in the day. But that's one thing about Peace Sign Theater. They always got this weird history, and it's like all these information just jump out of forth. So that's cool. There is one guy that does past actually having contact with the script writer. God, I forgot his name. But that's where the whole confusion started. Talking about like, it wasn't Nancy. It was like this. It was Paula and all this other stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. Carissa. Carissa, probably. I thought Carissa joined. I don't know. As we found to the Cruisers box, they got destroyed. They ain't nothing new. Um, Connie Nelson, yeah, I doubt that. I don't know, man. It's like Kingston theater history is like one of those injuries. It's like a you just really got to go deep dive into the history and find out. Did she? I think she spoke up about it. So yeah, probably. The 70 bots from 79 footage. They got destroyed. That's all we know. So yes, they got destroyed. Um, is that what we were talking about? I know the two stage bots. The neon sign was sold on eBay a long time ago. The little fiber optic, not neon, fiber optic sign was sold on eBay a long time ago. As for the bots, I think they got destroyed or they went to private collectors. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but um, the portrait bots got replaced with the cyber bots. So yeah, hence to like you seen like the Five Nights of Chuck E. Cheese reboot. It basically was like in that setting where they were getting replaced for the portrait. I mean the cyberamic figures. So yeah. It did. It really did. Oh yeah, speaking of which too as well. Um, so I had to post this yesterday. Guess you guys update actually on what's going on with the mic as well. I found like more vinyl records from Rockafire that are literally on sale on eBay. And look, I'm not trying to get no more, but shit, would be nice on the wall, honestly. But let me tell you guys where this is at. Okay. Where is it? It's running somewhere. Let's see. Yep, found it. Um, it's coming in the 16th. So that'll be next Friday. It'll be coming in. It's coming all the way from California. So, yeah, next Friday coming up on the 16th, I'm gonna have a new mic. So I can't wait for that. Yeah. I know it came back, but yeah. That was the only way. If you say towards the night show, you get to watch it. I do remember that. Okay. When did it came out? June 21st? What day is that actually? Oh shit, I don't have nothing to do that Saturday then. Okay. I'm saying that now, but anything can come up. Alright. I'll actually post that too as well. Also. Also, still can't wait to see the thumbnail that you was gonna post on your community page. Alright. Hi y'all. I'm very tired out and I get tomorrow for work. I might go live on here tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for a little bit. It was pretty chill night. So I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, depending on my feeling. You gotta enjoy the rest of your night. And release. I'm not having these one program installed. Wait, hold on. Funny things that the current Sun Show broke the private release have one program installed. I had the program installed. Actually, no. Huntington Beast actually got programming. They got normal programming. Huntington Beast got normal programming. Pearl City got normal programming. What else store got normal programming? Well, for the Canyon locations, got normal programming and what's the last story? Oh, that was it. So yeah. So no, Toronto does not have the legacy stuff. Toronto, from what I was told, they do not have the playlist yet. And Dipsy does not have the playlist. Unless there's like footage out there of Toronto having the playlist, then that'd be a exception. But from what I was told, that they don't, and Pro City don't either. But I'll look into the footage tonight and double check on that. Anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow-ish.